Hi, we're at Numa, the brand new restaurant everyone's talking about. This is Karan Johar's first hospitality venture and we're excited to be here. The design is really fabulous. It's by Ashish Shah. You can see the wonderful Channapatna fittings up there in the light fixtures. There are different spaces. We're right in the first one. We'll take you around to the rest of it, but I thought I'll just, introduce you to the place. So we're with Chef Abhinav Sharma. He's the executive chef at Numa and have had this most amazing meal, literally in food coma. But before I pass out, I thought let's have a chat with you. I really found the food really soulful, comfort food. Simple, straightforward, fantastic flavors. So that was, my take on it. What is your vision behind this menu?
So the vision behind the menu was to do like minimalistic plating with food on the plate, and we wanted to showcase the flavors on the plate. So that is what the brief was, and that is how the menu has turned out to be.
And you've got lots of international flavors from various parts. So, very different from, say, the indigo of yore, which was very clearly European continental.
Yeah.
So, is this on purpose? Is this what the diners want particularly?
Yes. So, we've got a bit of Asian flavors fused to some of the dishes that we have, like for example, the snapper laksa or the grilled salmon. We wanted to do a bit of Asian flavors because that is also widely accepted in India. Plus, it's very flavorful. Apart from a few dishes that are purely continental, like the lamb chops, we've done this Asian thing because of the flavors only.
So, and going back in a little bit in history, Indigo being one of the first standalone fine dine restaurants opening way back in 1999, and it had such a sort of cachet about it. People really looked up to it for so many years, right up to 4 years ago when it shut. So, coming from there, I mean, were you daunted at all that you had to kind of step into the shoes of Chef Rahul Akerkar or his team after?
Yes, for some points I would say yes, for some points I would say no. Yes, because this place has got a lot of history attached to it. So a lot of people walk in just to see and feel how Indigo was and now what it's become. And with Numa, I think we've done justice to the place with the food and the cocktails also. So I think yes. For some things, like if you say that I had to step into Chef Rahul Akerkar's shoes, I don't think so, because every chef has their own identity, has their own style of doing the menu, and that's what differs in each restaurant. So yes, we had to see the whole history part of this, because Indigo is there for almost 15-17 years over here. And a lot of people have memories associated to it. But yes, I think we've done a good job with the restaurant and the food.
So Gunjan, tell us, I saw that most of your cocktails have a very international, global connection. There's something to do with England, there's something to do with Italy. So what's the inspiration behind this entire cocktail mix?
So the whole idea was to go back hundreds of years, centuries back, of actually going down and understanding how the classics were created, the primary basic ideas of all the structures and balances brought in cocktail making, deconstructing those ideas down and reconstructing them to a contemporary stage of visually as well as on the palate side, enhancing them, bringing in elements which are A, fresh, B, hard to acquire, C, cooking methods being brought down to the bar. So we do cook 8 cocktails that are made in-house. Out of the 10 classics, we call them house concoctions. The first one is the I Love You, the one that you had, the one made with Talisker. We come up with the origination of name because it's an I love whiskey, and I love you is the term that we had used for that. It's in our format, a romance in a glass. That's why we call it I Love You. It's our take on a whiskey sour. Again, a very old format of whiskey, like concoction. We use orange blossom water in the glass and nourish it out of the glass to bring that contrast of flavors. All our garnishes do have that element in them that you can sip and bite, and you can have a palate going on. Auntie Jones rhubarb pie. For us, it is a dessert in a glass, created with rhubarb, created with bee pollen infused gin. All these are made in-house, all points of the time. Dinner with Francesca, the umami in the glass, is also in the same format. So we use a lot of sous-videing, which is somewhat of a cooking method always, to cook the elements in their own flavors and not lose anything out. Cook at a constant temperature for an extended period of time without putting a heat at a certain part of the body. From there, we have also tried something called the Pistols at Dawn. That's where we infused freshly grounded Attican coffee beans with Reposado tequila, along with Campari and vermouth, and a little bit of Angostura bitter. Mix it up, cook it up, bring it out, strain it, and serve it.
One thing is that this is, bang in South Mumbai, the typical Sobo attitude also comes in. You are from Delhi. Do you ever feel like you're an outsider who's trying to, cater to someone who has a different mindset from what you're used to?
No, actually, Mumbai has been very warm to me, and I've worked in South Delhi restaurants also, which so South Delhi and South Mumbai is somewhat similar to the taste palette, to the evolved palette that people have, because both these places people are very well traveled, and they've had food outside the country also, and so they know what flavor profile we are providing to them. And no, I don't think so. There was a huge difference, but yes, a little bit of cultural difference is there.
Can you give an example?
So, for example, over here, a lot of we see a lot of Jains and Gujaratis also staying. So their food palette is typically sweet and spicy. And in Delhi, Delhi has a lot of other flavor profiles as well. So there's sourness, there's saltiness to the food.
And you've had a good response from the clientele here?
Yes, we've had a very positive and very good response from people who've dined here.
And this great space has so many, different aspects to it, facets to it, with Ashish Shah has created. So, is it that you have certain, when you're creating the menu, are you thinking that when somebody is eating at this part of the restaurant, this is what I would recommend that they try? Is it, or is it just
no,
uniform?
it's the same all across, because people want to dine in different environments on different days. So maybe I would want to dine here once. I would want to dine at the Rose Bar. So yes, people should get the full experience everywhere. So that is what we aim for.
That's just to keep them interested in coming again and
Exactly.
again. And will you be changing the menu to do that as well?
Yes, we'll be changing the menu as well. We're working on a few more dishes to introduce in the menu right now also. So let's see how it goes.